It's late May, but I never got around to sharing the mysterious mushrooms that started popping up in my seedling cups or the last sowings I did for my summer crops earlier this month. So let's rewind a bit and take a look at where things were just a couple of weeks ago. Earlier this month, I was greeted with some mushrooms in my seedling cups for my cucumbers, squash, and zucchini. At first, I was like, what's going on here? I did a little digging and I realized they were actually coming from the topsoil I was using. So my guess is that they were feeding on the worm castings that I did put into the seedling mix. After looking it up, I found that it was a inky cap mushroom. It's not harmful at all. In fact, it's actually beneficial for the soil. It only lasted a day, but it was a cool little surprise. Now, this is one of the things that can happen when you do use a DIY or unsterilized potting mix, but don't let that scare you. If plants grow in the wild, they can definitely grow in something homemade. Now, on to the last of my summer crops. I decided to plant peas and basil, so I soaked my peas overnight to help speed up germination because at the time when I planted them, I didn't realize that the peas were actually a cool season crop. Also, if you've been following along, you know I've been trying to experiment with making my own seedling and potting mixes. Right now, I only have topsoil and worm castings, so I'm working with what I got. Since this mix is for seedlings, I figured I should sift the topsoil to make it finer, and I'm so glad I did that. Topsoil usually has barks, well, the one that I purchased, usually has barks and wood chips in it, and it was a good idea to just separate them out. I also tested the soil with the squeeze test. I made a ball and it crumbled nicely, so that told me that it had a good mix of clay, sand, and silt. If you can hold moisture, it can hold it. If your seedling mix can hold moisture, then it can hold nutrients too, so that's a good thing. Setting up my seedling trays, I basically measured about a cup and a half of the mix per 6 cell tray, then added some worm castings and mixed it all up. So to plant the peas, I just used a little toothpick to make holes and about twice the depth of the seed size. I wasn't sure whether to place the sprout up or down, so I basically tried both. So I did 2 rows up and then 1 row down just to see which would come first. Now right now, the upward facing one, well, I noticed that the upward facing one was winning, so it's not really a huge deal. It was just a little fun little experiment because the other ones that weren't upward facing literally popped up like 3 days later, so it wasn't a big deal. Now for the basil, I scattered the seeds and covered them lightly, and then I labeled everything with a popsicle stick. Yeah, it was super easy. So that's how things were looking for my indoor seedlings for my raised bed earlier this May. If you are a raised bed gardener, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm really trying to create a casual space that welcomes learning as you grow and like growing a lot of food in a small space and saving money on your groceries. I truly believe that you can grow an abundance of food in just a small space, and you can not only grow an abundance of food, but you can grow food that is nutritious, that nourishes your body. So I do hope you check out the next video I share, and as always, best wishes on your raised bed gardening journey.